Good morning, Charm City. I'll tell you, I had a great ride coming up here, and it was quite refreshing on Bike to Work Day. And I want
Bike.
Biking's so much better than riding those noisy cars. But I'll tell you, I spent 25 years in my professional career as a transportation engineer, and one of the focuses that I had was Bikeways and Sidewalks program. So I know how vital it is to moving people is to give them alternative modes of transportation. Look, I believe that transportation is an instrument of freedom. And in that lane, what you get is bicycles are really one of the most liberating ways of finding freedom because it allows everyone to use it. And all of the, infrastructure that we're seeing here, not just in Baltimore City and Charm City, but throughout the entire state of Maryland, it happens because of partnership, right? Right here in Baltimore City, we got the great Mayor Scott here, who's not only a great leader here, but also an avid cyclist. And it starts at the top. So when people in the city see their mayor riding around on the street, it allows them to do the same, as well as Councilman Dorsey, that apparently he has a car too. So, but glad you're on the bicycle a lot more. And then you got a whole team, right? You got Director Johnson, and at MDOT, I'll tell you, we have the greatest team of all with Secretary Wiedefeld and Deputy Secretary Biddle and Holly Arnold and Joanna Green and Tony Bridges. So lots of people who come together to build the infrastructure. And I know during the course of the past 13 years that state has awarded over $38 million throughout the state for a bicycle infrastructure because it is so vital. Look, I'm not going to give you all the reasons why bicycling is good. For many reasons, you reduce your carbon footprint. It's better for the environment. But I'll tell you, one of the greatest things about it is it connects individuals to their communities, right? I mean, right there, you're on the ground. You feel the community around you when you're riding your bicycle. And I think there's nothing that compares to that. Being on foot and being on a bicycle is one of the greatest ways in which you can connect, and that's vital. So anyway, I'm thrilled to be here and thrilled for the partnership that will continue to happen as we move forward. Also want to give a big shout out to Mike Kelly, and I had the great honor this morning of using this spin electric bike. Let me tell you, if you haven't tried one of these, you need to try it. Man, do you feel powerful and liberating. You think you're even though I'm so out of shape, I felt like, man, I am ready for, the next athletic, competition here. But thank you so much for allowing me to use the spin electric bike. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Let's continue to do this. Today is the 27th annual. We'll continue to build this till we have 50th annual, 100th annual. Who knows what it's going to look like, 20 years from now, 50 years from now. But looking forward to being a partner in all of it. Thank you. Oh, and now I get the great pleasure of introducing the highest ranking female in transportation in the state of Maryland, Deputy Secretary Samantha Biddle.
Thanks so much, Lieutenant Governor, for your leadership and for being here this morning. And happy Bike to Work Day, everyone. On behalf of Secretary Paul Wiedefeld, I'm thrilled to be in Baltimore City this morning to ride with Lieutenant Governor, the Mayor, and the whole bike bunch. As the mother of two young girls, I especially loved seeing all of the families biking to work together this morning. I have to give a shout out to my daughter Lulu, who just got her training wheels off last week and is killing it. So, the Maryland Department of Transportation is so proud to sponsor Bike to Work Week events across the state this year and every year. We've expanded our efforts this year with Team MDOT out and about all around Maryland. For many, biking is the way to get to work, to shop, or reach transit. Biking connects Marylanders to opportunities, and people who ride on two wheels deserve to be just as safe as those who ride on four. MDOT is committed to increasing equitable access across our entire transportation system. And as part of that, this year we published our long-term pedestrian and bicycle plan, and we look forward to engaging with all of our partners and the public on a future trail plan to support the development of that regional trail network, because the region needs to be just as strong as the city in that regard in connecting everyone. Whether you walk, bike, or roll, MDOT is working to enhance safety for all Marylanders. Biking to work is also a great way to reduce the number of cars and congestions on the road, just highlighting also what our Lieutenant Governor mentioned as well. So I encourage everyone to explore options like walking, biking, sharing a ride, or using mass transit. There are substantial federal and state incentives available for businesses who want to support their employees in this endeavor. MDOT offers free programs to help get started, and there's even an app that will help you and pay you to take transit called Incend Trip. You can learn more about the app and all of our programs on MDOT's website, mdot.maryland.gov. And now it's my honor to introduce one of Maryland's greatest advocates for transit. You may have seen her riding a bus around Baltimore or taking the MARC train. This morning you saw her biking down Harford Road. So please welcome MTA Administrator Holly Arnold.
Thank you, Deputy Secretary Biddle. Good morning. I am Holly Arnold, Administrator of the Maryland Transit Administration. On a personal note, I wanted to thank the Mayor and Councilman Dorsey for their commitment to bus lanes on Harford Road. I'm a Northeast Baltimore resident. My 8-year-old loves biking across the Harford Road Bridge to Lake Montebello, which is one of our fantastic city benefits, assets here. And so just thank you to their continued dedication for that. Thank you, Mayor Scott, City Transportation Director Johnson, Lieutenant Governor Miller, Deputy Secretary Biddle, all of the transportation professionals who work for MTA and the City of Baltimore for your work on behalf of cyclists in the region. Some of you might be asking, why is MTA interested in promoting bicycling? Don't we want everyone on buses? Yes, but part of our core mission is make getting around easier, cleaner, and less congested for everyone, which means that we're a natural partner to biking. Biking is a great way to commute and to connect to our system, so that we are making it easy for our riders to bring bicycles on bus, light rail, metro, subway, and MARC. We're working together with our regional partners to develop innovative ways to bring transit and cycling together, and we've made great strides toward that goal in recent years. Here in Baltimore, we've partnered with City DOT to add more than 12 miles of shared bus-bike lanes that provide new options to get through downtown. On the MARC side, we've added bike cars on all of our weekend trains and added bike racks to our passenger cars. And we're retrofitting 10 more single-level MARC train cars into those bike cars, which will allow us to add new spaces for more than 25 bicycles and operate bike cars on all peak period Penn Line trains and select Camden to Brunswick Line trains beginning this fall. We've also added bike racks at 29 different bus, light rail, metro, subway, MARC train, and Park and Ride locations around the state as part of our Fast Forward program. And we now have bike racks at every rail station in our transit network and bike lockers at more than a dozen of those stations. These investments help to improve the connections between biking and transit. So thank you again, and it's my pleasure to introduce another strong advocate for bicycles and transit, Baltimore Metropolitan Council Executive Director Mike Kelly.